Hello everyone, my name is Another Soviet, and from now on I want to give you guys a quick intro to the teams I'm going to be using. So without further ado, let's get into my new team. It's going to be in the PU ladder, and we are going to start off with an Arbok, especially defensive Arbok here with a little bit of a speed investment. You can see we've got 64 in speed, and then we got the 192, and of course he's going to be the careful nature, and he's going to be holding Black Sludge and be using Shed Skin. And then we'll move on to Torterra. He's going to be my main bulky attacker, kind of. He is going to be at 252 HP, 252 attack, and he's going to be adamant, and he will have the leftovers and the overgrow ability, of course. And moving on, we're going to have the specially defensive Misdreavus with Eviolite and Levitate, and of course we are running this for moves. You can see all the moves here, of course, if you did not know. And moving on, we have the, of course, balanced defense Wigglytuff with leftovers. I was just trying to decide whether or not I should use Assault Vest, but I really want the Wish and Protect on the Wigglytuff, so I decided to just go with leftovers and competitive, of course. And we have 252 EVs in defense and special defense, and I believe this is a bold nature. Okay. And moving on, we have the Magcargo with leftovers and flame body, and we made him specially defensive as well. So we have a lot of special defense here on this team, and we have some balanced defense here with Magcargo and Wigglytuff, and yeah. So anyways, and the last Pokemon on our team is going to be the Life Orb Defiant PurUGLY with Adamant Nature, or with Jolly Nature rather, excuse me, with 252 investment in speed and 252 in attack. So yeah, that's my team. I hope you guys enjoy. Thanks. Hello, ladies and gentlemen, my name is Another Soviet, and welcome back to my latest Pokemon Showdown match. Today I have another battle in the PU ladder with the same team I have been using in the PU ladder. Of course, we've got the Arbok, Torterra, Misdreavus, Wigglytuff, Magcargo, and PurUGLY, but I don't need to give you a lowdown on the team, as of course you have watched the video. So please leave a thumbs up if you guys enjoy this battle, and if you enjoy all my content, please leave a subscribe. It is in the top right of the video, in the little black on the side of the video, which unfortunately I don't know how to fix at this moment. So if you guys have any tips, I think it's in the rendering process or whatnot, but anyways, I'm gonna lead off with my Misdreavus, my usual lead, as you guys could probably predict. And he leads off with his Persian and gets a Nasty Plot and a Dark Pulse off on my Misdreavus. So I am going to have to switch out after I get a taunt. I was expecting the Nasty Plot or something of that kind, but unfortunately I was slower than the Persian, which I was not expecting at all. So he of course takes my Misdreavus down to about half health. So I am forced to switch out into my Wigglytuff to take another Dark Pulse from this Persian. And we're gonna go for a Wish, and predicting him to switch, of course. We're going to go for a Wish, and try to get back into our Misdreavus as he switches into his Ariados. So we're going to give the wish off back on Misdreavus because my Misdreavus is quite useful against this team, at least I think, but I'm a noob anyway, so I, again, don't know a whole lot anyways. But he's going to get a sticky web off, unfortunately, so we're just going to go for a will-o-wisp and try to get a burn off on whatever he brings out. He does have a Rapidash, but I'm not 100% sure on whether or not Rapidash gets Flash Fire. So that's why I go for the will-o-wisp, but he stays in as his Ariados, thankfully. And we get a burn off on this fucking bug. Excuse me. And he goes for an agility after the sticky web, which is going to be kind of annoying, but it shouldn't be a huge deal. And I'm just going to go for a Shadow Ball, expecting him to switch, which he does. He band passes, and he's probably going to go into his Swalot, or whatever the hell that poison type is there that he has in the top left of his team, above his Ariados, as of now. And he sends out his Persian, actually predicting the Shadow Ball, which was actually very stupid on my part. And we remember, of course, that he has a Dark Pulse, so we're going to switch back into our Wigglytuff, expecting a Dark Pulse or a Nasty Plot, and he goes for a Nasty Plot again, which is a-okay. So we're just gonna go for a Hyper Voice to get some damage off here, and he goes for a Hyper Voice himself. And we go for our Hyper Voice because the Persian is very, very frail, and the Hyper Voice is able to take him out in one from 71% from the Wigglytuff, which is very good. And we're probably going to expect to switch into his Swalot, but he goes into his Golduck for some reason. I'm not really sure why. So we're just going to try to get a wish off and try to stay in probably, but he gets a Hydro Pump off and takes out the Wigglytuff, which isn't a huge deal anyway, because the Wigglytuff isn't a huge part of my team other than being sort of a special wall. But we're going to bring out the Torterra and go for a Wood Hammer on this Golduck because nothing really wants to take it too much besides the Ariados, which has a burn off on it anyways, so the Wood Hammer is definitely worth it. And oh, excuse me for that voice crack. His Ariados, I don't know. I think I want to switch out just to be completely safe, but we could probably get an Earthquake off, but just to be safe, I'm going to switch out into my Magcargo because everybody knows Magcargo is bulky as fuck. He is probably the bulkiest wow. He is probably the bulkiest Pokemon in the PU ladder. And so, of course, we are going to switch out into something he resists as he baton passes his Ariados, aka Band passes, and we get up Stealth Rocks for a free Heart Switch. This Chime Chow isn't gonna do very much to my Magcargo, so we're gonna try to get a Lava Plume off and maybe get a burn. I know it says 30% chance, but this is Showdown, so obviously it's not a 30% chance. It's whatever it fucking feels like doing at that exact moment. So the Lava Plume didn't do jack shit to the Chime Chew. Ooh, excuse me again. So we are just gonna switch out, of course, and head into our Misdreavus. And try to get a Shadow Ball or something off on the Chime Chow. And he does a Heal Bell, which makes this a wonderfully safe switch into Misdreavus. We would have been safe anyway and able to take whatever he has. So we're just going to go for a Will-O-Wisp, expecting him to switch out. But he's going to stay in and Toxic anyway. So we get a burn off on this Chimchow, which is actually very good, because this Chimchow is going to be somewhat annoying. Not very annoying, but can be somewhat annoying. And he's going to Heal Bell and get rid of all the previous burns I have off. But I'm not too worried about that. I'm going to try and take out this Chimchow now and keep going for Shadow Ball. But he's going to protect, unfortunately, of course, blocking the Shadow Ball. But our Misdreavus is pretty bulky. Misdreavus is kind of underestimated. Of course, you pretty much only want to run Misdreavus as especially defensive, to my knowledge. But it can probably be pretty effective as a physically defensive wall as well. So we're going to go for a Shadow Ball, taking out the Ariados, which he switches into for some odd reason. Unfortunately, Wigglytuff is down, so he can't Wish and bring this Misdreavus back to full health. But that's okay. Our Misdreavus has done quite a bit for us, and you know, I'm not too worried about the Chimchow anyway. The only thing that it can really hurt is my Arbok anyway. But he's going to go back into his Chimchow for some reason. I'm not really sure as to why you would want to do that. But we're going to... what are we going to do? I think we might... Yeah, we're going to switch out into our PurUGLY because we want to keep our Misdreavus around just to continue to annoy his team, because his Chimchow is still up, of course, which has the Heal Bell, and that's basically a counter to whatever our Misdreavus wants to do. So we're just going to go for a knockoff with the PurUGLY, taking out the Chimchow. For some reason he didn't really predict that, but knockoff is a pretty universal move for PurUGLY. So we're going to take out his Chimchow with that knockoff, and we're also going to keep our Misdreavus alive at the same time, just for universal burns on everyone pretty much. And we have his Chimchow out, so he no longer has any Heal Bell to cure his team of that. So we're just gonna go for a U-turn here, I think. Excuse the voice crack again. Sorry about that, guys. But I am definitely not the only person to ever be a victim of the voice crack. And he's gonna yawn my Torterra, unfortunately. And so we're just gonna go for an Earthquake and hope it takes out the Swalot. And if it doesn't, it's not a huge deal. We still have the Magcargo and the Arbok with Earthquake, which can take out his Swalot somewhat easily. And he's gonna yawn, predicting a switch, but I don't know about you guys, but whenever I get a yawned Pokemon, I tend to keep them in, because it's generally popular to switch them out. And my Wigglytuff died, so I have no Heal Bell to wake him up, and his Swalot is going to use Rest. So since Torterra is asleep, I'm basically just going to keep him in. Since Torterra is, of course, ground in grass, he's going to resist the Swalot So I'm just going to keep him in and try to get him back awake. And if he doesn't get awake, he is of use, but when he's asleep, he's not of any use anyway. And he can resist Swallow pretty well while getting an Earthquake off himself. And of course, I have the Synthesis to bring back any HP lost if my Terra stays alive, which of course he will against the Swallow. He basically resists any poison move he throws at him. So we're going to take out a Swallow there with 2 Earthquakes. I'm not really sure why he didn't yawn me again, but he's going to switch out into his Rapidash. And at this point, my Torterra is of almost no use to me. I mean, the Golduck is going to be somewhat of a problem, but not too huge of a problem. And he's going to Flare Blitz, which I expected. So he's going to take recoil damage, which is exactly what I wanted. So to deal with the Rapidash from here, we're just going to go into Magcargo, because I think that's the best play. And then we're just going to go for a Stone Edge. And a Stone Edge should definitely take out the Rapidash from here. But he's going to Morning Sun, so he will not be taken out. And I'm just going to keep going for a Stone Edge, expecting him to probably stay in and keep going for a Morning Sun or switch out. I don't really care that much. But he's going to Drill Run, unfortunately, which is like the only move that will ever take out a Magcargo that easily. So we're just going to go into our Misdreavus here, because our Misdreavus here at this point is basically fodder. But I predicted him to go for a Morning Sun, so I'm going to go for a Shadow Ball, of course. Predicting that. And just keep going for Shadow Balls. And I get a crit there, luckily, but that's not going to do a whole lot. So we're just going to keep spamming Shadow Balls, predicting him to spam Morning Suns. And he goes for a Flare Blitz there for some reason. And he's going to take Life Orb and recoil damage. So he's down to 13, which we're not really worried about. And then we're just going to go for a Fake Out to take out this Rapidash. And his Golduck shouldn't be a problem from here. To be honest, Golduck isn't really much of a threat. And of course he's not super effective against the normal PurUGLY or the Poison Arbok, so we have nothing to worry about too much. I mean, obviously he's going to be running some kind of Psychic move, so against the Arbok it may be a little bit of a worry, but I think we're going to be fine anyway. And I think we just want to go for a knockoff here. It seems to be the smartest play. So we're just going to go for a knockoff, which takes him all the way down to 9. And we knock off his Choice Specs, but he's going to take us out with a Hydro Pump. So it all comes down to whether or not a Psychic type attack from him is going to kill us or not, which I believe our Arbok will live 1 without the Choice Specs, and luckily we do, and we take down his Golduck with a Choice Specs. So again, please leave a thumbs up if you guys enjoyed this. It was a semi-close match, and one I would consider to be an entertaining match. So yeah, again, please leave a thumbs up if you guys enjoyed this, and subscribe to stay in touch with all my latest videos. My name is Another Soviet. Peace the fuck out, guys. I love you.